2019 was a great year for us as a radio station. So my hopes for 2020 is to elevate that, take it all to the next level.
Can't wait to start this year on a high. I can't wait to learn so much, and I can't wait to reach 100 episodes with Pulse 95.
I feel this is the year of events. This is going to be the year of accomplishments.
We want to become the voice of Sharjah. We want to do a lot of things, especially for Yalla Home. It's a show that's from 5 to 8 p.m. It's a drive time show. People already had a tough day at work. So yeah, I am aiming for that #1 spot. I'm telling you, best drive time show in the country. Maybe we already are, but I'm just saying.
Sharjah Broadcasting Authority have this magical way of making great things happen suddenly. Oh, Lewis Capaldi. So we get told, Hass and I, that we're going to be hosting it. I looked at Hass and thought, oh my goodness, and walked out onto the stage where there was 5,000 people and people standing in the aisles. They couldn't wait. I mean, the electricity was tangible. Amazing venue, totally beautiful. You just got the incredible vibe of how much people wanted to see this artist, but how amazing it was that he was in Sharjah. He came to Sharjah on purpose, he came to Sharjah for a reason. We were so proud of that. And he could have gone anywhere. I mean, he could have gone to any other emirate. He chose us, he chose Sharjah. Sharjah has its own magical feel and its own way, and that was really lovely, and I was so proud to be part of that.
Yeah, once we get the responsibility and shoulder that responsibility of being the main presenters at the International Government Communications Forum, having our own live studio, very visible to all the attendees, it's amazing, and I think the type of guest that IGCF always brings every year is incredible.
It was a very enriching experience because you came into contact with a lot of people from different nationalities, different cultures. So many sectors were covered within this event, whether we're talking technology, lifestyle, big personalities, high-profile personalities were present there, and it was definitely a fantastic experience to get to speak to all of those individuals.
And we're hosting the Morning Majlis show live from Expo Center Sharjah, and let me tell you, we have a full house of prominent guests in our studio coming in and outside. So many different topics, so many different discussions we're having. Literally everything is going smooth.
And I learned so much about the way technology work, about the way governments utilize technology. I spoke to scientists, I spoke to business people, I spoke to government entities. I've learned so much from these conversations, and I think having those conversations on the show is valuable, and being part of that event is incredibly valuable as well. So
everything was going great. I was preparing to go to the London International Book Fair. I had my questions for the authors ready, I had my bag packed, I had my coats ready, and then everything changed. Flights were cancelled, exhibitions were cancelled,
and we were asked to stay home. This has been one of the most unprecedented moments in my career here at Pulse 95 Radio. But I know it was something that I wasn't experiencing alone. It was the Pulse 95 team, as well as everyone here at the Sharjah Broadcasting Authority, as well as across the country and across the world.
Staying at home meant that the halftime show would be on hold, and ironically, when the halftime show is based on physical health, mental health, and gut health, I was challenged to be able to put all that on hold until we resumed normality. Only then did I know that there wouldn't be a normality, because the new normal was something that was very challenging for all of us.
The biggest fear was uncertainty. We didn't know when this is going to come to an end. Okay, if someone gives you a timeline of, okay, 1 week you're going to be working from home, 1 month, understandable. But when there is no deadline of when this is all going to stop and we'll come back to the studios in our own comfort zone, it was a challenge. That was the fear. How long can I sustain this? How long can I be at home, sat on my chair and doing a production of a high quality from home? That's the biggest challenge. We can't bring our guests in, we can't interview people with the proper audio equipment. It's a massive challenge, and that was the biggest fear.
Working from home was a big struggle. We're talking about trying to adjust our schedules, especially with my co-host, trying to make sure that the quality didn't change at all, even though we weren't physically together in one studio.
Going through a very negative time, very hard time for many people. And we're human too. We also have families. We also are impacted, me and Anna. How do we reflect positivity on the airwaves and on that microphone was a huge challenge. And in the beginning was very difficult because we were ourselves feeling a bit low.
To the fact that it was something enforced, something that we had to do, not an option, it definitely had a disquieting effect on me. And it's quite eerie as well when you look out onto the road from my window and there are no cars driving. You can't even hear people talking at all. So being in an environment where there's a silence and you're asked to stay home, it's something that took a long time to get used to.
And one day I'm checking my email and I'm like, we're going back to the office. I can't believe it. I could not believe it. I'm so happy to see my colleagues again.
It was one of the best things, but it was also something that we had to get used to because there were new regulations, new restrictions, but it was like being a kid at your first day of school.
Literally seeing everyone again after such a long time, but without seeing their faces because they had the face masks on, so it was very different.
Something I've never felt before. Everything felt new. And yes, there was a little bit of fear of obviously we had COVID going on and everyone was wearing gloves and masks and sanitizing everything. But thankfully, right here at work at Pulse 95, the Sharjah Broadcasting Authority, they took all the precautionary and preventive measures to welcome us back to work safely.
One of the things that made me super, super happy is being asked to be inside the malls to speak and talk to the people.
They came and said to us, right, we need people to go back. We need people to be out. People are scared. So we're sending you and Hass out. Hilarious. So Hass and I were like, we'll fix the world, superheroes. But that was just the most fantastic thing ever because we were allowed, obviously with gloves and masks and social distancing, but they sent us to all the malls in Sharjah for a whole month. For 3 days a week, for a whole month, we went through all the different malls in Sharjah.
And it was so, so beautiful to see the diversity of people that we were able to connect with, to put a smile on these people's faces.
And that was quite emotional as well because obviously people had a rough time. People lost family and friends. People lost their jobs, their livelihoods, businesses closed. So when you've got prizes as big as we had that were cash bundles, that meant a lot of people came. I've done roadshows before over the years for various radio stations, but I've never done one like this, where actually the gift that you are giving or the prize that you are giving means so much.
We were so, so honored and happy, me and Anna, to be involved in the Sharjah shopping promotion for one reason mainly, and that is that we made you smile.
Yes, I missed on the London International Book Fair, but I got to be one of 3 hosts during the Sharjah International Book Fair, which was one of the few, if not the only book fair that was operating in 2020, especially at this big scale.
And when it happened, it was absolutely amazing. It was a mix of online and offline events. People were pouring in the halls and it was all being done safely.
And I managed to speak to ambassadors and international authors and some local authors as well, both virtually and also physically.
What I liked the most about this year's Sharjah International Book Fair is we really got to harness and leverage the technology we had to do things that last year weren't even thought about.
Well, for the year ahead, I hope that we're going to be more out and about. You know, we love the live shows that we do at multiple locations. I want to do more outside broadcasting and hand out prizes. The fact that we see the love that the fans and the listeners show to us in person. In the studios, we don't see anything. We see the text popping in. But when you see the people out there in person really being entertained by what we do as artists and performers and presenters, it's magical. And I want to be doing that more in 2021. 2021 has to be our year. Pulse's year of being out there right in the heart of Sharjah, entertaining our listeners.
I won't be the first to tell you that 2020 has been an unfulfilling year for most of us, but that doesn't mean it's the end. With a new year, that means there's new hope for greater things, better days, success, and even a recovery on an economical and social scale.
And I do wish you guys a year of success, a year of happiness, and a year of joy. I want you guys to stay safe and take care.